I have a confession to make. I recently got diagnosed with another mental illness, and I believe that this conversation is relevant to talk about in a professional forum. In fact, I want to say that I think all mental illness is professional, and we should be talking about it in a business setting. Yes, even on LinkedIn, because like it or not, there are people like me who are working in a professional setting, who might even run a business, who might even have founded one, who have mental illnesses. And those mental illnesses don't go away when we turn up to work. Those mental illnesses don't go away when we look at our task lists. Those mental illnesses don't disappear when we talk to other people and network and try to make deals or sign a contract or give a presentation. And they certainly don't go away when we're sitting there staring at our LinkedIn feed thinking, what am I going to post today? Because if you're like me and you get diagnosed with a major disorder, one that's filled with stigma and preconceptions and a confusing set of symptoms, it's really hard to think about anything else for a while. At the end of last year, in December, right before the holidays, I started suspecting that I might be missing a diagnosis. I have already been diagnosed with a variety of mental disorders, and I've been seeing multiple psychiatrists, multiple therapists. My current practitioners I have been seeing for over a year, some of them close to 2 years now. And yet here it was, a new diagnosis that I hadn't considered before. And it has now been confirmed by both of my therapists and by my psychiatrists. So I can now say that I have BPD, otherwise known as borderline personality disorder. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Personality disorder. It feels like a stamp of rejection from society in certain ways, hearing something like that. And it's funny, given that BPD, for those of you who might not know much about it, is actually a disorder that is in many ways built on a terrifying fear of rejection and abandonment. So feeling like I've been branded with this stigmatizing label when I'm so afraid of people rejecting me isn't great. And it's been really hard to work. It's been really hard to work ever since I found out, ever since I first started suspecting it. It's been difficult to talk about marketing. It's been difficult to talk about content. It's been really hard to do sales or financial projections or continue negotiating a big partnership agreement where I'm selling most likely a big part of my company to a different, bigger agency. I have to convince people that I'm worth investing in, that I should be believed in, as I'm discovering that I didn't know myself. As I've been given a personality disorder, which literally tells me that I don't have a stable sense of identity. I don't fully know who I am or what I stand for, and that I've spent a lot of my life chasing the approval of other people without really stopping and trying to form a sense of who is it that I want to be. I believe that founders who start any company shape what that company becomes. And our brains, as founders, also shape what our companies become. So me, with every single mental illness that I have, I've affected what Kalyna Marketing looks like. My company is in many ways a reflection of me. So my company is one that is very emotional. My company is built on emotional marketing, on intense, all-consuming love and obsession, and on despair and sadness. If you read my newsletter, you've seen me talk about all of this. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you've heard me talk about this. My company is in many ways me. The way that I do marketing is what I know. It's the emotional ups and downs. It's the feeling too much, feeling too raw, and being so desperate for approval and connection and for feeling accepted by other people. But I'm also scared. I'm scared of success. And in 2023, I achieved way more professional milestones than I would have ever thought possible, maybe in my entire career, let alone before I turned 30. I already have accomplished so many things that I only dreamt of. And I know that there's so much more ahead, and this year has already been one opportunity after another. And yet I've been hiding. I've been hiding, and I've been afraid, and I've been scared, because I know that if I show up and if I take any of those opportunities, if I am to be authentic, I will bring the mental illnesses with me. I will bring the doubt with me. I'll bring the fear with me. I'll bring my mood swings with me. And I'll bring this terrifying sense that I'm not worth anything. When we talk about networking, I feel like that word obscures what we're really, really talking about. It's connection. It's connection between humans. It's relationships. And then marketing, as I often like to say, marketing is relationship building at scale. It's showing people what your company is about. It's showing people what your team's about. It's showing people what you're about through some sort of mass media, right? It's through some sort of broadcasting. And in digital marketing, that's through the internet, right? You're posting things online that help people figure out something about you, help them understand you, remember you, and hopefully trust you along the way, right? That is the whole point. We're building trust. We're building a reputation. But what's a personal brand when you don't know who you are as a person, when you've been given a personality disorder? I have no idea how much of my content is authentically me versus me seeking approval from other people. And I'm afraid when people compliment me that they have no idea who they're talking to, that they don't know how many breakdowns I have, that they don't know how often I stare at my inbox and ignore their nice emails because I just can't take it, because I hate myself and I think everybody else should too. I've pushed people away because I've been angry. I've gotten too clingy and too needy with others, and I have lost professional opportunities time and time again. It's been really hard not to self-sabotage and not to destroy my entire business and my entire career in the past month. I feel so unstable. I feel like I'm been shaken up and my world's turned upside down, and I have no idea if I'm doing anything correctly. I'm putting myself here right now, not because I want your pity. I don't want your pity. I have a team of healthcare professionals I'm working with. I have a loving spouse. I have friends with me. I have a lovely network. I have so many people who love me and care about me and who are there to support me. But I'm still struggling. It's still hard. And I'm sure that there's so many of you who will resonate with my feelings, even if you might not have BPD, even if you might not have something that can be diagnosed as a mental disorder at all. You feel pain, you feel sadness, you're scared of being rejected sometimes. I know that because you're human too. And I hope you understand from human to human that we should not have to fake things. My BPD treatment involves having to work through accepting my emotions and not labeling them as good or bad, and no longer beating myself up for feeling feelings I don't want to feel, which includes fear, which includes shame, which includes embarrassment. And when we deny our feelings, they don't go away, right? They just break us because we're bottling them all up. I don't want to be broken because I'm hiding from my feelings anymore. And I don't think that we should aspire to that as a professional ideal, as an ideal of leadership, as an ideal of what being a content creator in the business world should be. That's not true. I want us to be ourselves. Bring our fears, bring our hopes, bring our dreams, bring our love, bring everything we feel and that we are. That makes us better at what we do anyway. It's there, whether we admit it or not. And I don't want to hide who I am. I don't want to hide that I've been afraid. I don't want to hide that I've been in a lot of pain. But it's hard. It's really hard. I have no idea how any of you are going to react to this. I don't know if I'm about to blow up my entire business by filming and posting this video, frankly. But I want to be authentic, and I want to try to heal. But I know the risks are real. After getting diagnosed, I started working on a treatment plan, and for things like BPD, a lot of it is built on relationships and having a support network and teaching, people that I care about how to best help me, like how to not enable me, how to help me develop better habits, better responses, and support me, especially through my emotional ups and downs. And my treatment plan involved a person that I care about pretty deeply, and they pushed me away. And that pain is not just personal, but pain is deeply professional, because as many of you in the business world know, so many of the relationships we build that we care about are professional. They're with people in our field. They're with people who we want to work with. They might be with people who we have worked with, people who we've collaborated with, people who can open and shut doors for us. And none of us are entitled to it, I know that. But freaking hurts when you tell somebody that you need their help. They say that they want nothing to do with you. I think it would be unfair of me to not share this side of things when I talk so much about emotional marketing and brand love and building relationships with fans. Because the other side of the coin, when you do develop attachment, when people are emotionally invested in you or whatever you're doing or your company, is that you can hurt them. By putting ourselves out there, we're giving ourselves a chance to be hurt. And by welcoming other people in, however we do it, we're opening up the chance that we might hurt them. I might have a small audience, but I do have an audience, and I'm very, very well aware that I have responsibility. I have responsibility to my audience, to my platform. And I want to be responsible, and I want to share my journey as it actually is. I don't want any of you to think that I've been having an easy time, because it's not true. I don't want any of you to think that if you're constantly excited and putting yourself out there and telling every other brand or people in your network how great they are, that they might not reject you, because they might. And that's another part of it. And it's still worth it. It's still worth putting yourself out there. But remember, when you get into the truly emotional side of things, when you start marketing for real human connection, when you stop networking and you start caring for other humans, there is potential for pain. There's potential for complex emotions. And that's okay. And it's professional. And the way that we all get better is by admitting that we might all hurt sometimes. Thank you for listening.